Hey, have you ever wondered what it would be like to be trapped inside a massive tank, pushing deep into unknown territory, where every rumble of the engine could be your last moment of clarity? What if that journey started as a straightforward order, but twisted into something that questions everything you thought you knew about duty and survival? Today, we're diving into The War Tank of 2025, a film that grips you from the first scene and doesn't let go, blending raw tension with mind-bending depth. Before we roll into this epic narration, if you're loving these deep dives into cinematic masterpieces that make you think long after the credits roll, hit that subscribe button right now and smash the like. It fuels stories like this one, connecting you straight to scripts that challenge and thrill. Let's get into it. The story unfolds in 1943 on the Eastern Front, where the massive Tiger tank, commanded by the steadfast Philip Gherkins, barely escapes a chaotic retreat across a vital bridge over the Dnieper River just as it detonates behind them. Philip, a disciplined leader hardened by endless orders, rallies his four-man crew. The sharp-eyed gunner Michel, the steadfast driver Kielig, the loader Richter, and the radio operator Kraus, all fueled by the Army's stimulants to keep pushing without rest. Right away, the screenplay hooks you with this narrow escape, not through flashy spectacle, but by zeroing in on the crew's immediate relief mixed with dread. The tank's treads grind forward into fog-shrouded forests, and you feel the script's genius in establishing confinement as the true antagonist, turning a steel beast into a floating prison. This opening masterstroke comments on how war shrinks men into their machines, commenting originally on Philip's unyielding focus as a mirror to the audience's own reluctance to question the path ahead. As they repair minor damage from the blast, a cryptic radio transmission crackles through, assigning them Operation Labyrinth, venture far behind enemy lines to retrieve Colonel Paul von Hardenberg, a high-ranking officer gone rogue after Stalingrad, carrying secrets that could shift the entire campaign. Philip accepts without hesitation, his crew exchanging uneasy glances, but the stimulants sharpen their resolve, propelling the Tiger eastward through minefields that force painstaking navigation, each bump heightening the paranoia. The Rotero shines here in its layered buildup, weaving subtle hints of unreality, like shadows that linger too long in the periphery, foreshadowing a psychological unraveling. And I love how it original comments on obedience as a drug stronger than any pill, making Philip's drive feel both heroic and tragically blind. The crew's banter reveals cracks. Michel spots decayed wreckage that seems too ancient for recent battles, sparking whispers of doubt, yet they press on, the tank's roar drowning out hesitation. Deeper into hostile steppes, the Tiger encounters its first major trial, a submerged crossing where the crew seals the hatches and dives the beast underwater, the pressure building like an invisible vice as water presses against the hull. Inside, sweat mixes with stimulant haze, Philip barking coordinates while Kielig fights the controls. Emerging on the other side, battered but intact. This sequence is screenplay gold, using the tank's capabilities not for glory, but to amplify isolation. Commenting originally on how technology both saves and suffocates, turning survival into a claustrophobic gamble. The director's choice to linger on their gasping breaths post-dive underscores the toll, with Richter clutching his side from the strain, hinting at fractures in their unity that the script exploits masterfully to build suspense. Night falls, and hallucinations creep in under the relentless drug-fueled wakefulness. Kraus swears he hears phantom signals. Michel questions if the stars align right for their position, planting seeds of disorientation that the narrative cultivates with precision. They stumble upon abandoned positions littered with echoes of past struggles, forcing a tense evasion maneuver that tests the tank's armor against distant threats, emerging unscathed but with growing tension among the men. This midpoint pivot is where the Rotero elevates from standard mission tale to profound exploration. Original commentary noting how the landscape warps into a character itself, mirroring the crew's fracturing minds and hooking viewers with the question, is the enemy outside or within? Philip pushes harder, the Tiger devouring kilometers through blighted fields, when Kielig falters first. Struck by unseen fragments during a quick scout, he lingers in agony, sharing fragmented memories of a simpler life before collapsing. The crew buries him swiftly, The ritual stark against the endless horizon, and Philip's stoic facade cracks ever so slightly, the script commenting brilliantly on loss as the first true erosion of command, an original take that humanizes these ironclad soldiers without softening the edge. Now down a man. They redistribute roles. The stimulants no longer masking the void, and the journey accelerates into surreal territory, with fog thickening unnaturally. Encounters multiply. The tiger skirts patrols by going silent, engine idling like a held breath, then powers through a ravine ambush, treads churning mud as it outmaneuvers pursuers in a ballet of power and precision. Richter takes a minor wound shielding the radio, binding it grimly, while Kraus deciphers garbled intel suggesting Hardenberg's bunker lies ahead, a forgotten relic amid ruins. The screenplay's rhythm here is impeccable, interspersing action with quiet introspection. Philip staring at old photos, Michel sketching maps that blur, and original comments on camaraderie forged in fire. How shared peril binds tighter than ideology, keeping the narrative pulse racing toward revelation. As they near the objective, reality frays further. Visions of spectral figures haunt the periscope views, the crew debating if they're remnants of Stalingrad or drug-induced phantoms, the tiger's interior growing stifling with unspoken fears. They ford another hazard, track slipping on icy slopes, recovering just in time to spot the bunker, a shadowed fortress half swallowed by earth. Philip leads a perilous exit, the men fanning out cautiously, securing the perimeter amid eerie silence, the script layering tension through environmental storytelling, commenting originally on ruins as metaphors for crumbling convictions. Inside, they find Colonel von Hardenberg, not the mad traitor expected, but a piercing intellect dissecting the war's futility, revealing how blind allegiance has weaponized them all. Interactions unfold charged with revelation. Hardenberg challenges Philip's worldview, echoing the crew's own suppressed doubts. The encounter a verbal siege more potent than any battlefield clash. The Rotero peaks in this confrontation. Original commentary praising its restraint. No bombast, just raw ideology clash, transforming the tank crew from hunters to the hunted in their beliefs, gripping viewers with intellectual vertigo. Back in the Tiger, debates rage as they decide Hardenberg's fate, the stimulants peaking into frenzy, boundaries between real and imagined dissolving. The return trek warps. Familiar paths loop impossibly, wreckage reappears decayed further, Keilig's absence haunts like a ghost. Philip grapples with epiphany, the tank a microcosm of turmoil. The script commenting profoundly on war's cost as internal collapse, an original lens viewing the machine as Psyche's cage. The climax builds ambiguously. Do they deliver Hardenberg, or does he slip away? Fatigue blurs triumph from defeat, the Eastern Front swallowing their path. Emerging from haze, resolution hangs elusive, the Tiger vanishing into obscurity. What a masterful script that leaves you questioning every frame. Its psychological depth redefines the genre, so proving confinement breeds the deepest conflicts. Have you faced a moment where orders clashed with your truth? Drop your thoughts below. What's the biggest twist you saw coming, or didn't?